Hey everyone, this is Mike. Welcome back. So today we're going to be discussing what if Mike Brady from the Brady Bunch was a therapist? What type of therapist would he be? All right, so if Mike Brady from the Brady Bunch were a therapist, his approach would undoubtedly be structured, rational, and focused on practical problem solving, often through a lens of communication and systems. Given his background as an architect, his calm demeanor, his emphasis on fairness, and his constant quest for harmony within a large blended family, Mike would likely practice a blend of cognitive behavioral therapy, CBT, with a strong emphasis on communication, skills training, and elements of family systems therapy. Here's why. Rational and logical approach, the CBT core. Mike is a highly rational individual. He approaches problems like an architect designing a building, identifying the components, analyzing the stresses, and finding a logical solution. He'd encourage clients to examine their thoughts and beliefs for irrationality or faulty logic, just as he'd build a case for why a particular behavior or thought isn't constructive. Now, Bobby, let's think about that. Is it really true that the world is ending because you don't get to play with the train set? Problem-solving focus. Mike is a quintessential problem solver. He doesn't dwell on emotions for too long, but quickly moves to, what are we going to do about this? His therapy sessions would involve identifying specific problems, setting clear goals, and collaboratively developing action plans. He'd likely assign homework for clients to practice new behaviors or thought patterns. Emphasis on communication skills. A huge part of the Brady household dynamic was learning to communicate effectively, especially between the kids and the blended families. Mike often mediated disagreements, encouraging everyone to express their feelings clearly and listen to each other. His therapy would heavily feature techniques for active listening, I statements, and conflict resolution. He'd be great at helping couples or family members bridge the gap in their understanding. Fairness and justice, behavioral component. Mike always strived for fairness and to teach his children the consequences of their actions, good or bad. He'd likely use behavioral principles, perhaps even a star chart for adults, to reinforce positive behaviors and discourage negative ones. He'd focus on observable actions and their outcomes. Systems thinking, family systems influence. As someone managing a blended family, Mike inherently understood how each member's actions affected the whole. He'd recognize that an individual's problems often impacts or is impacted by the dynamics of their family or social system. He might not be a pure family therapist in every session, but he'd certainly frame individual issues within their relational context. Cindy, when you keep secrets, how does that affect the trust within our family unit? Calm and structured environment. Mike's therapy office would be neat, organized, and feel safe and predictable. He'd maintain a calm, reassuring demeanor even when addressing difficult topics, much like he did this with his children. Mike Brady therapeutic techniques, the blueprint approach, helping clients literally map out their problems, their thoughts, and their desired outcomes like an architectural drawing. Let's talk this through. His signature phrase would be the cornerstone of every session, encouraging open and rational dialogue. The Brady Bunch meeting, for couples or families, he'd facilitate structured discussions where everyone gets a turn to speak, following clear rules. The moral of the story, every session might end with a concise summary of the insights gained and the plan of action, often with a life lesson attached. And building blocks analogy, using architectural metaphors to explain how small changes in thought or behavior can build a stronger, happier life. In essence, Mike Brady's therapy would be about building a better life brick by brick or thought by thought through logic, clear communication, and a focus on practical, actionable steps, all delivered with his characteristic calm and reassuring wisdom. So what do you think about Mike Brady's approach to conducting therapy, and would you want him to be your therapist? Let me know in the comments.